Hey there, Lego fans. Welcome back. Alex here with a special guest. This is my wife, Mindy.
Hi.
She is joining us here in this video. This is a special Q&A session with her. We're going to take this from a perspective as a wife of an AFOL. What an interesting perspective that is, right? We've been married for about 14 years now.
14 wonderful years.
Wonderful years. And so what I'm going to do is ask her some questions that have come from me and from you, actually, to kind of explore this perspective from my wife. She's not in a lot of my videos. She's not into Lego like I am, but we have this massive basement here that is a third of our home that is dedicated to my hobby alone. So we're going to see how she feels about that, among other things. So let's go ahead and get started. You ready, babe?
Let's do it.
All right, I'm going to hop behind the camera and start asking you some questions. Let's go. Okay, first question. Here we go.
Okay.
All right, so what was your first impressions of me when you found out I was an AFOL, that I collected Lego at the scale I am? And do you remember a set that I bought, one of the first sets that you saw me buy?
Yeah, I do remember that moment of disappointment. No, just kidding. No, just kidding. I remember we were dating and I was at his house and he was really excited because he got something in the mail. It was a big box and I'm like, well, that's cool. I wonder what it is. It was a Lego set. I was surprised and it was kind of cool though. I thought, it's a police station Lego set. I'm like, okay, let's put it together. You know, fun. I played with Lego as a kid, but as time went on and I realized how much Lego he had already collected and that would be a part of our, lives together. I was like, that's a little different. It wasn't a disappointment. It was just very interesting.
So I always buy a lot of my own Lego sets. Even during Christmas, I say, don't buy me anything. I'm going to buy my own stuff, right?
Yep.
Have you ever, in our marriage, bought me a Lego set without me knowing?
Yeah, I made that mistake once. No, I'm just kidding. Once when we were newlyweds, we were living in an apartment, dirt poor, but I got some extra money for Christmas and I had been watching Alex eyeing this set. So I saved up some money and I surprised him with the set. I'd purchased it, but it had to be mailed to us. It was the set that was the Star Destroyer. That's the right one, right? Okay, that's the Star Destroyer, the big ship thing in Star Wars. He was so excited. And then as time went on, I began to realize, you know what? It's just better if he purchases his own sets. Because I was like, a couple years later, he sold the set and then he bought it again for like 3 times the price. Anyway, it's his territory. I'll get him little sets here and there, but it's nothing. I let him make the big purchases. Go ahead.
All right, so this next one's a really fun one. So Lego obviously is very expensive. And the question is, does Alex require permission to buy very expensive Lego sets?
He does require permission in written form. No, just kidding. No, early in our marriage, we decided, hey, if there's any leisure purchases over a certain amount, let's talk about it before we go and, spend our inheritance. We did decide that we would discuss bigger purchases with each other just because it's just a courtesy thing. And so he has always come to me before making a purchase that's fairly expensive, which is most purchases, which is nice. And usually he'll kind of joke about it, like, hey, babe, this month instead of paying the mortgage, can I buy a couple Lego sets? And I'm like, ha ha, so funny. But then I realize he's serious, and I kind of have to step back and say, okay, where's this magical source of income coming from?
So this next question is, have you ever been upset or frustrated towards Alex when he goes and spends a lot of money on Lego anyway without your permission?
Oh, never. I'm an angel. Yeah, I think that's fair to say. Absolutely, I've been upset or frustrated. I mean, I don't, stew about it. It's a decision that we kind of make together. I do kind of have sarcastic responses at times. Sure, let's not pay the mortgage. Let's buy this Lego set. That would really help our family out. But I try to refrain from those, and we have a very back and forth kind of sarcastic humor, so it works. But Alex actually has a finance degree, and so I do trust his judgment, and he has applied actually some really great financial principles with this hobby. He hasn't just inherited all of it. He saved a lot of sets when he was little, and over time we've spent and sacrificed and invested, and just have done things with some prudence. So I actually applaud him for having that tenacity.
All right, so what do you get out of this hobby, or what do you enjoy about the Lego hobby?
I think my favorite thing is just that he spends all his time down in the basement away from me. Just kidding. No, one thing that I really enjoy is that it is a hobby that our whole family can enjoy. It's not him going to the golf course, golfing, and coming home, or fishing, or not that I condone those things because they're awesome, but it's a hobby that is a very family-friendly thing. And like growing up, our oldest, that's now 13, like he grew up playing with Lego. We did like Lego train crashes, and now my youngest son, Jimmy, he's kind of like the Lego destroyer. Another thing I enjoy is that it makes Alex happy, and he's actually been able to make his hobby something that is enjoyable to not only himself but other people. That's not something I can do with my hobby. Like, I like gardening, but I'm not gonna do a YouTube channel and be like, do you like how I laid these rocks out? Isn't it cool? Or look, I weeded this garden. How exciting. So I think it's a fun hobby, and it's something that a lot of people can enjoy, and that's actually brings a lot of satisfaction.
All right, so this is a fun one. What's the saddest you've ever seen Alex in his pursuit of collecting Lego?
Oh, there's so many times. There's two that come to mind. One is the great Lego disaster of, I don't even know what year it was, but I, like a responsible homeowner, decided to have our home our vents cleaned, and it resulted in this Pompeian-like dust going all over the city. And when I came home that night, Alex was so mad. Quiet. He gets mad quiet. And I immediately knew that he knew that I had done that, but I didn't know why he was mad about it. And then he showed me the sad moment. And I mean, this thing is like going to go down in the history of our marriage as the most tragic moment of our entire marriage. Anyway, that was funny to me, but it was a tragedy to many other Lego people.
That was the dust storm of 2015.
The dust storm of 2015.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that was my fault. And you're welcome. That made for some good video. The other moment was when there was this set. What was it, the Millennium Falcon?
I don't know.
There was a set that he wanted really bad, but there were only like 3 or 4.
Oh, yeah. It was
the Millennium?
2017 Millennium
Okay,
Falcon.
I knew he would know. So we're like, we know this set's coming out on this day, and there were like only a certain number, and I kind of watched him. Like, he went to the store that morning, and there was, I guess, a line, and people had waited overnight. And so I thought, well, I would totally wait overnight. Like, I'm good doing the night shift, and I would wait in line for you. But it was really hard to see him so despondent that he didn't walk out of the store with that one set. So that was a little bit of a heartbreaker for me.
Yeah, there's only 4 of them in the Lego store that day.
Oh, so sad.
Yeah.
I think he's even in the little news thing they did, and you can see this little sad guy walking around. It's Alex.
Whatever. Oh, you can't.
That makes me so sad. Anyway, that was fun.
What is your favorite building that I've made, a mock that I've made in the city?
Oh, that's easy. For me, it's the hospital. And that's just because I'm a nurse and I work in a hospital. So it was fun to kind of help Alex and guide him in his, creating it and building it. And I'm like, we need this here. We need to have a cool pharmacy. There needs to be a nice lab. We've got to have an awesome mother baby unit. So that was really fun to actually be a part of that and to see that come to fruition.
Do you have a favorite Lego set from the Lego group?
I mean, I like a lot of sets. I do really I find there's a soft spot in my heart for Cafe Corner, because that was one of the first city sets that Alex purchased, and we were so excited. So we were living in my parents' basement, and we kind of built a little city there, and we had all of Alex's like random sets, but then we had the cafe corner, and it was like this thing, it was really exciting, and we loved it. And then of course he has to have 2 of them, so I'm like, okay. Anyway, that was a really fun moment, and so that set is very sentimental for me.
Do you, the fact that it's named after you, Minneapolis, you like that? Is that pretty cool?
Yes, thank you for paying homage to my sacrifice of having a Lego city in our basement. No, it's good, it's good. I honestly, it was not my idea. I know Alex has said it is, but it's not. But I'm glad that I'm part of it in some way.
Well, awesome. Okay, well, thanks so much for answering questions, honey. Appreciate your time, and thanks for being a guest star here on the Alex Noon's Lego channel. All right, hopefully we'll see some more of her in the near future, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you later.
See ya.